When I was watching the Hunter x Hunter, I found this as one of the good anime. Boo, when I watched the Chimera Ant arc in the Hunter x Hunter, I felt like it's one of the best arc ever in the entire anime history. It really too good. I might not be the only person who felt it this way about the Chimera Ant arc. Now I want you to relax in your seat, or in your bed if you are laying down. Take your time and listen closely. We all love anime. And we all love Hunter x Hunter. Just let all of these information that I'm going to tell you sink deeply into your brain. You will understand why I'm asking you to do that once we proceed to the discussion on the Chimera Ant arc. So make sure you are well focused. So let's begin. I'm diving into an arc that not only showcases Hunter x Hunter's best but also ties up loose ends with such finesse that it's like watching a master magician at work. The character development hits you like a freight train, leaving you emotionally wrecked, in a good way, mostly. And get this, we're only scratching the surface with the first 33 chapters. But with great hype comes great sadness. As I delved into this arc, I couldn't help but feel a pang of sadness, not because of the story, but because of something more real, Yoshihiro Togashi's health. This arc and the entire series are marred by Togashi's health issues, which have led to the infamous hiatuses that have plagued the manga. Let's talk about Togashi's messages in the manga volumes. In past volumes, Togashi would share fun anecdotes or life updates, like coming back from a holiday or announcing his marriage and the birth of his child. But in these volumes, his messages took a somber turn. Volume 18 had him redrawing a lot, Volume 19 was even more work, and Volume 20 sounded like a cry for help. It's heartbreaking to see an artist struggle like this. Up until the Chimera Ant arc, Hunter x Hunter was a weekly series, chugging along like a well-oiled machine. But as Togashi tackled this arc, the breaks between releases grew longer, and the quality of the art suffered. It's like watching a marathon runner stumble near the finish line. So, as we dive into the Chimera Ant arc, let's appreciate the masterpiece before us but also remember the toll it took on the man behind the pen. Togashi, we're rooting for you. The Chimera Ant arc got so big, it's like Togashi's health took a nosedive just to match the scale. The chapters were hitting Weekly Shonen Jump looking like they were hit by a truck, unfinished sketches, missing panels, and descriptive dialogue standing in for art. These rough drafts spread like wildfire online, fooling fans into thinking this was the real deal. But hold up. I'm not reading some internet scans here. I've got the collected volumes, and Togashi's gone back to polish every single chapter. Despite his health issues, he's turned these sketches into masterpieces. Forget memes, this is genuinely some of his best work, not some scribbles from a bored artist. When I started this series, I was bombarded with warnings not to touch the manga with a 10-foot pole. People were showing me these bad artwork samples like they were the holy grail of crappiness. But guess what? After plowing through 20 volumes, I haven't seen a single bad or unfinished product. It's like finding out your friend's cooking is Michelin star quality after hearing Yelp reviews saying it's worse than prison food. The Chimera Ant arc kicked off in such a weird and cheesy way that I almost thought I was watching a B-movie from the 30s. It's like Togashi took a left turn into Campville, but don't let that fool you. While this arc might not seamlessly connect to the previous ones like a perfect jigsaw puzzle, it's got its own charm and uniqueness. The early chapters might have seemed a bit disconnected, and the Chimera Ant monster didn't exactly scream deep character at first glance. We were missing that personal connection we had with the antagonists in previous arcs, making this one start off slower than a sloth on a Sunday. But even in its weakest moments, this arc still had me glued to the pages, showing us that even monsters can have touching moments, before they try to eat your face, that is. Picture this, a young boy standing up to a Chimera Ant monster to protect his sister. Sounds like the start of a heartwarming tale, right? Well, it was, okay. Compared to the other arcs, it felt about as exciting as watching paint dry. And let me tell you, the last thing I wanted was for this story to waste Kite's epic comeback. I was hyped up after finishing Greed Island, ready for some serious action. For those of you who haven't dived into this arc yet, here's the gist. On one side, you've got Gold and Kilowatt teaming up with Cade and crew for some eco-friendly adventures. Meanwhile, on the other side of the world, the Chimera Ant Queen is on a killing spree, trying to build her creepy family tree to give birth to the Chimera Ant King. It's like a twisted family drama mixed with a monster movie. At first, it feels like these two plotlines are as connected as a fish and a bicycle. But hold on to your hats, folks, because things are about to get wild. Once Kite and the gang start investigating the Chimera Ants, the story kicks into high gear. The action is off the charts, making this arc the cream of the crop, the top of the pops, the bee's knees of Hunter x Hunter. People can hate on the early sketches all they want, but the finished manga is a work of art. As Kite and the team delve deeper into the NGL zone, the visuals become stunning, and the story gets more intense than a roller coaster ride with no brakes. There's a creepy horror vibe to this arc that starts off a bit rough around the edges but evolves into something truly sophisticated. Togashi really knows how to play with your emotions, like that moment when Kilauea gets stung by a Chimera Ant. The suspense had me on the edge of my seat, wondering if she was a goner. And let's not forget about Kite. I was worried he'd be a forgettable mentor character, but Togashi gave him depth and charm. He's not just a mentor, he's got layers, like a delicious onion. The Chimera Ants themselves are surprisingly well-developed characters. Togashi takes the time to flesh them out, making you actually care about these monstrous creatures. It's like he's saying, hey, even monsters have feelings, okay? So, we've got this Chimera Ant who's channeling the spirit of a protective older brother. It's like the Chimera Ant version of Big Brother, but instead of watching your every move, he's out there protecting his ant family. And let me tell you, compared to the rest of the Chimera Ant crew, who are basically a bunch of ex-cons turned monsters, this guy stands out like a beacon of sibling love. This whole, it's not what they look like that defines who they are, it's what they do with that power message is so deep, it's like I'm drowning in philosophy here. I mean, what kind of mirror is this holding up to the main cast? Are they gonna be forced to make tough choices and face their inner demons? Probably, but hey, that's what makes a good story, right? Now, let's talk about that scene. You know, the one that shocked me so much, I nearly dropped my manga. Gon and Kilauea are like two sides of the same coin, one throwing caution to the wind and the other running for the hills. It's like a buddy cop movie, but with more ants and less cops. As they venture deeper into the forest, things get intense. Kite's on high alert, Gon's ready to rumble, and Kilauea's, well, Kilauea's doing his best to stay out of trouble. But when the chips are down, and they face off against the enemy, it's like watching a high-stakes poker game where the winner gets to keep their limbs. The uncertainty in this scene is what makes it so dang exciting. What if Kilauea stayed? What if Gon dodged? What if Kite had a bigger weapon? The what-ifs are flying faster than a flock of seagulls on a French fry. And just when you think you've got it all figured out, Togashi throws a curveball and the heroes retreat. Was it the right call? Who knows, but it sure keeps you on the edge of your seat. And let's not forget about Kite's demise. Talk about a plot twist. We're introduced to him in the first chapter, he sets the foundation for Gon's character, and then bam, he's gone. It's like Togashi said, you like this character? Well, tough luck, he's outta here. And just when you think it can't get any worse, he throws in some truly horrific imagery to really mess with your head. Thanks, Togashi, for the nightmares. So, in the 2011 anime, they decided to skip this crucial scene, and boy, did they mess up. This scene sets the tone for the whole shebang, but in the anime, it's like they just threw him in to check out early. Talk about a missed opportunity. Seeing Kilauea hauling Gon's unconscious body back to safety really drives home the terror he felt. All that training, all that overcoming obstacles, and he's out there looking like he just ran a marathon in a swamp full of crocs. It's a powerful moment that makes you realize just how scared this kid was. And let me tell you, that's some real storytelling prowess right there. And then, out of nowhere, Netero shows up. Dude's got his own energy drink sponsorship now. Can you believe it? G Fuel, man. They sent him so much of that stuff, it's like he's set for life. But here's the kicker, the legend says that G Fuel isn't just an energy drink, it's a curse from the depths of the earth. People think it's all sugar-free and caffeine-free, but deep down, it's got a dark secret. The G Fuel monster might come for you if you're not careful. Spooky, right? But back to the story, this section really dives deep into Gon and Kilauea's characters. The Chimera Ants are like the setup crew for these two to have some serious introspection. Without these creepy critters lurking around, we wouldn't get these moments of self-discovery and growth. It's like the ants are the catalyst for their personal journeys. Plus, Netero's all serious now, adding to the tension and making us wonder what's really going on in that old man's head. Maybe he sees some potential in Gon and Kilauea, or maybe he's just playing mind games. Either way, it's getting intense. So, Kilauea's got this serious issue, right? He's been struggling with his lack of tenacity since day one. But here's the kicker, Netero's analysis of the situation is more about what he doesn't say than what he does. He's all over Kilauea's case, pointing out his flaws left and right, but when it comes to Gon, he's oddly quiet. It's like he's coaching Kilauea to be better, but he's leaving Gon to figure it out on his own. Is Netero missing something here? Does he not see the poison in Gon's reckless behavior? And then, just when you think things are getting serious, we cut to a scene with Kite's decapitated head chilling on Pito's lap. Talk about a mood swing. It's like the story's trying to prove a point, even Gon, our fearless hero, could be losing it. And in that moment, Kilauea's decision to knock Gon out seems pretty darn smart, doesn't it? Netero might not have known the whole story, but Kilauea sure did, and he made the right call. But hey, that's what makes this story so great, right? It's full of twists and turns, and just when you think you've got it all figured out, bam! Something unexpected happens, and let's not forget about the training arc with Biscuit. It's like the most unshonen training arc ever. These boys are learning the hard way, and I'm loving every minute of it. They fail, they learn, and they come out stronger. That's the good stuff right there. So, the boys hit this town and it's training time. They meet Pam, who looks like Sally from The Nightmare Before Christmas, crossed with a Harry Potter Dementor. Her eagerness to kick but with Netero is both horrifying and hilarious. She's like, hey, you two better shape up or else. And it's just comedy gold, especially next to Gon's clueless sweetness. Pam's got this wild jet black hair covering her face, so all you see are these intense white eyes staring you down. She's a threat, sure, but she's also a riot. And then there's Biscuit, the order to Pam's chaos. Together, they're like peanut butter and jelly, or more like chaos and order. Too much of either is a recipe for disaster, but somehow, these boys are finding a balance. Speaking of balance, Kilauea's getting roasted more than a marshmallow at a bonfire. Biscuit's like, hey, buddy, fix your issues or hit the road. Meanwhile, Gon's skating by with a slap on the wrist. It's like, come on, give the kid some tough love too. Meanwhile, things are heating up with the Chimera Ants. The queen's been popping out babies like it's going out of style, but now the king's in town. And let me tell you, this king looks like Cell and Frisia had a baby. Not the most original design, but hey, it's scary, so we'll roll with it. With the boys getting stronger and the Chimera Ants getting more intense, it's like we're in a Dragon Ball episode. And you know what? I'm digging it. Now, it's crunch time. Gon and Kilauea have one last shot to prove themselves. The battle with Knuckle is epic, with stakes higher than ever. Will they make the cut? Or will they go down swinging? Guess we'll find out soon enough. Downfall in the last encounter before he was ultimately defeated. This emphasizes Gon's need to learn from his mistakes and adapt his strategies in future battles. On the other hand, Killua's fight with Shoot showcases his growth and development as a character. Despite his initial doubts and uncertainties, Killua is forced to be more direct and confident in his movements. This fight highlights Killua's inner strength and determination to overcome his fears and insecurities. The paneling in these fights is exceptional, effectively capturing the intense and chaotic nature of the encounters. The use of paneling helps convey the frantic and disorganized thoughts of Killua as he tries to navigate the challenges before him. This adds depth to Killua's character and enhances the overall storytelling of the arc overall. This section of the arc is a pivotal moment for both Gon and Killua. It marks a turning point in their development as characters and sets the stage for their future growth. The challenges they face in these battles help shape them into stronger and more resilient individuals, preparing them for the trials ahead. It's clear that Killua's fight against the random Chimera Ant had a profound impact on you, especially in how it showcased his emotional vulnerability and his deep love for Gon. The scene where Killua is petrified, shaking, and crying, yet still pushes forward to protect Gon without hesitation, is a powerful moment that speaks to the strength of their bond. This moment not only highlights Killua's growth as a character but also sets the stage for his future development. It will be interesting to see how this experience shapes Killua's actions and decisions moving forward, particularly in how he deals with the challenges and threats they will face. The depth of emotion and character development in this arc is truly exceptional, and it's no wonder you're excited to continue exploring it. I look forward to hearing your thoughts on the rest of the arc and how it further develops these complex characters. Make sure to comment your thoughts on the Chimera Ant arc. I'll catch you later. Take care, friend. Bye.